Guys, I'm Paradise1 and I've decided to make a series of guides going over Survival Hunter 1v1 matchups against different classes. So I'm going to make a few videos. Today I'm going to start with Hunter versus Fire Mage though. So in this video I'm going to briefly go over the talents and honor talents you should use, the core concepts of the matchup, what's going to happen, how it's going to probably play out, and then show an actual duel with commentary and kind of explain what's happening and why it's happening and what you want to do in each situation. So for talents and honor talents, this is the standard build you're going to want to use. You have Alpha Predator, Guerrilla Tactics, Camouflage, Bloodseeker, Post Haste, Mongoose Bite, and Wildfire Infusion. This is a pretty standard build and it's going to be used in most of the dueling guides that I'm going to be making in the future. For honor talents, you're going to want to use the Gladiator's Medallion, Spider Sting, Roar of Sacrifice, and Survival Tactics. And I'll go over the use of these in a little bit. So the core concept of the 1v1 versus Fire Mage is the Fire Mage is going to just try to Greater Pyroblast you. They're going to try to get as many of those off as they can, and it'll finish you off really quickly if you don't stop them. So they're going to try to put you into a Polymorph or a Dragon's Breath, Ring of Frost, blink away, and start casting Greater Pyroblast. Now, the goal of this matchup is you want to not let that happen. You don't want to get in the Polymorph. You don't want to be Dragon Breath or Ring of Frosted. And there's a lot of different tools that a Survival Hunter has that can actually prevent this. First and foremost, you have your Interrupter Muzzle ability, which can be used to interrupt either a Polymorph or Greater Pyroblast and whatnot. That's really important to keep in mind. You have your Feign Death ability, which actually will drop the enemy's targeting on you. So if they're casting a Polymorph and you use Feign Death, it will cancel the cast. The other things you can also use is Freezing Trap. You can throw that on them to interrupt their cast as they'll be frozen. You have Aspect of the Turtle, which can be used and should be used mostly in this matchup offensively to cancel off a Polymorph so you can stay offensive, or if they do get a Greater Pyroblast off, you can use it to negate that as well. And finally, since we're taking the honor talent Spider Sting, we're going to be using this as well to prevent them from getting any damage onto you. And like I just said, we want to be offensive versus a Fire Mage. We want to use all of these buttons, all of these tools to keep them on the back foot. You don't want to let them get momentum on you, so we're going to use our Turtle, our Kick, our Feign Death, everything just to keep training them and just get them to go defensive the entire game. So now I'm going to show you a little clip, a duel of an actual duel, and I'll just walk you through each of the steps and each part of the duel and show you what was happening and why I went about doing it the way that I did. Alright, so let's start the duel. It starts off, we're doing a little bit of damage to each other. He's casting Fireball, and I notice that he blinks in here. As a response, I use my Spider Sting. So now that he does get the Dragon Breath off, which is why he's going to be blinking in, he's now silenced and can't follow it up with a Polymorph or Ring of Frost and whatnot. The silence ends, we continue to do damage. He tries casting Polymorph again, and I use my Feign Death ability. So as you can see, I'm using my buttons to kind of prevent him from getting that CC, and at the same time, he's not really doing much damage because he's trying to control me. If I use this effectively and continue to do this, he'll just be shut down for the rest of the match. Continuing on, he starts to cast another Polymorph and I stun it. He now trinkets and puts me into a Frost Nova. Now here, I don't have anything else I can do to stop it, so while he's in mid-cast, I throw out a ranged trap so that it'll interrupt the cast and prevent me from being polymorphed yet again. This trap will also now allow my other interrupting abilities to come off cooldown, so it's good that we sit this whole Polymorph, because he's in the trap, he can't do anything to me while this is going on. Continuing on, he casts another Polymorph yet again. He does get that one off, but I do have enough time to harpoon over and use my muzzle ability to interrupt him. He polymorphs again on my pet this time, however, and uses Combustion. So when he uses Combustion, this is the only and best time you want to use Roar of Sacrifice on yourself, as Roar of Sacrifice completely negates the effect of Combustion. So it's really important to keep in mind that you only use Sacrifice when he uses Combustion. Moving on, like I said, he did use Combustion, but I negated it with Roar of Sacrifice. Now, over here, he does get me into the Dragon Breath and puts me in a Ring of Frost, but he messed the DR up, so I'll be fine from this. I use my Feign Death to negate that Greater Pyroblast and continue doing damage. I use my Spider Sting here on the incoming Polymorph. Again, he did mess the DR up, but if he did get that off, he would have been silenced in their situation, so I would have been completely fine. I kick the next Polymorph, Cauterize procs, and he gets into the Ice Block. So after the Ice Block ends, he decides to start casting Polymorph on me, which I use my Aspect of the Turtle on here. I use this because I have no other stops for it, and this will allow him to gain no momentum, won't give him the opportunity to have anything done. He starts casting Polymorph again, I use my pet stun, and at this point it's pretty much over. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope that might help you in the future when trying to 1v1 a fire mage. If you have any suggestions or comments for my video or any other videos in the future, please let me know in the comments below. I also stream regularly at twitch.tv/paradise1_, which I'll also have a link in the description below. So thanks again for watching and have a great day.